Deputy Murphy.
Thank you. Taoiseach, as we speak, there are thousands of people making their way to Dublin for a protest this afternoon. And there are two main reasons, I believe, why they're coming, and that is they want you to listen and they want to get answers. You once again yesterday claimed that all the issues of concern in relation to water charges had now been addressed. Well, I hate to break it to you, Taoiseach, but I think the thousands that will be outside this afternoon will disagree with you. And you said it yourself, this is about more than water, and I agree with you on that. Many people, even those who are in favour of water charges, have major concerns about the circumstances surrounding the creation of Irish Water, but also about the awarding of the metering contracts. There are some very specific questions that people want answers, and those answers don't appear to be forthcoming. Taoiseach, last week when speaking in this House on the Water Services Bill, I asked some of those questions, but I'm waiting to receive an answer. I asked them through parliamentary questions. One question was flatly refused. The other one, the answer was so anaemic that it was a non-answer. These questions refer to the circumstances surrounding the awarding of the Irish Water metering contract and how the company, Millington, who was able to acquire SiteServe and thus GMC Sierra at a significantly reduced cost from IBRC, a deal which saw the Irish state lose €105 million. GMC Sierra then went on to win the metering contract. There are some known facts here. We know that the bids had to be in by the 30th of June 2013. We know that one of those companies that was awarded one of the major contracts did not exist. It didn't exist until the 15th of July, and that was weeks after the closing date for the bid. So I want to ask some of the same questions that I asked and I haven't managed to get an answer to yet. And these are: if the closing date to apply to be considered for the contract, according to a parliamentary reply from Minister Hogan last year, was the 30th of June 2013, how then did GMC Sierra, company registration number 530230, who did not come into existence until the 15th of July, manage to win a contract? How could a company that did not exist have satisfied the requirement to have a tax clearance certificate in place to be considered for that contract? How did the procurement process satisfy EU rules? And why did IBRC choose to accept a bid from Dennis O'Brien's Millington for SiteServe when it was actually the lowest of the bids, and it resulted in a loss to the state of €105 million?
Well, Deputy Murphy, you're asking me very specific questions about details of contracts. I don't have the answers to your questions. I'll take your questions, though, and find the answers for you from Irish Water.
Taoiseach, I welcome the fact that you have committed to give me the answers. Can I ask that those answers are put on the public record rather than provided to me directly? Because I think it's absolutely essential that we move into the area that people have concerns about, and there has been quite a sizable engagement about this issue for some considerable time, mostly on social media and online media, and it's absolutely critical that this is above board. We all know that there are European rules around these things, and we know that you have to comply with the treatment of employees, about statutory employment, that people can't be in conflict of interest, and they have to have a tax clearance certificate. So they're very specific things, and I think it's absolutely critical that it's very critically important that this is all above board. Otherwise, we will have a whole set of other issues that will dog this particular company if it survives, and I think there's a big doubt about that.
As I recall, the only discussions we've had at cabinet subcommittee meetings about that was that there would be regional contracts awarded for the installation of meters, and that those contractors would be entitled to employ subcontractors, and that there would be a requirement that a 25% allocation would come off the live register, that is, people who might have been involved in the construction sector before. Now, as I say, you've asked very specific questions. I'll have those transmitted to Irish Water today. I hope we don't get a watery reply. We'll see that the detail that you asked for is provided, and of course it should be on the public record.
Thank you. That completes leaders' questions for today.